So that's the image of endowments, but now we're getting to the basis for law. It's a twofold image, an image of endowments, now an image of attitude and disposition of heart. When God created Adam and Eve, he created into the very centermost part of their being a right attitude and disposition of heart that dictated to them how they ought to act and react under every given situation. That's why there was not a system of law in the garden. You see, if you have a right attitude and disposition of heart, you'll love, honor, and cherish and obey your mom and your daddy. You'll honor them. If you have a right attitude and disposition of heart, you will not steal from your fellow man. If you have a right attitude and disposition of heart, you will not covet what he has. And by the way, the word covet, you ought to write this down. It means to set your heart upon. It means to pant after. I was so ill-taught in this area when I was the age of you people. It was ridiculous. And let me show you. When you have truth, the truth will set you free. Before I married my wife, I had a room on the top of the Chatfield Hotel in the city of Chicago, right across the street from the finest hotel in the city. Now, I don't mean I had the penthouse. My room was so small you had to back out in the hall to change your mind. In fact, if you got a letter, if you got a telegram, they told you to stand on the bed and we'll push it under the door. So it's not near as ritzy as it sounds. But I was living a very frugal life and taking care of mom and daddy and a crippled brother and an armful of missionaries. I didn't even have an automobile. I could have. I had guys working for me driving Cadillac convertibles. We call them kosher hot rods in Chicago. Now, I'd have a great time of prayer before I'd go to work. And I'd come out in front of this hotel, and there sat a pink Cadillac convertible with the top down. I'd look at that thing, and I'd go, sinned again. I ain't even to work yet. Then one day I got to study, and I found out to covet means to set your heart upon, to pant after. I didn't set my heart upon a Cadillac. If I could have, I'd have bought one 2 months' wages. I wasn't panting after a Cadillac. But see, I was taught if you looked at anything and you admired it even, or if you even liked it, if you even thought you might like to want it, well, that was coveting. No, that's not coveting. To covet is to set your heart upon, is to pant after. I was doing neither. I was just admiring him, thinking, boy, it sure be nice to have him. By the way, it's the same way with women. God made them beautiful, and he made Harry Conn with enough sense to appreciate them. When the Bible says it says look at to lust, he's done it in his heart. That word look at to lust means to desire too strongly. That's all it means, to desire. So I haven't sinned in my heart when I appreciate some of you beautiful girls walking around here. I want you to know that, so don't get that in your head. But you see, my ignorance and the way I was so untaught. I was taught you sin every day in thought, word, and deed. Oh, no, no, no. To covet. This is why no covetous person shall get into heaven. Why? He's got his heart set upon something else, hasn't he? He's got another God. He's panting after something else. You see it now? I hope that gives you victory, some of you people, because I know I had that problem. I'd look at that now. Then I go get my $25,000 car, the city bus. Well, it's all an attitude, isn't it? How you look at it. I was happier riding in a bus and my friends were in their Cadillac convertibles. See, I'd rather live in 2 rooms. I'd rather live in 2 rooms with my wife in the center of God's will in a house of many mansions where there's strife and contention.